Hey guys, John Bergsman here for this week's video fishing report, coming to you from the Outdoorsmen Pro Shop right here in Jenison, Michigan. Now guys, there's a ton of great fishing. We didn't do a report on it, but there's a ton of great steelhead and river fishing going on here in the greater Grand Rapids area. Also the open water fishery because of the warm season, which the Outdoorsmen really, as you see behind me, a whole bunch of spin doctors. They've got loads of salmon stuff. Their shelves are stocked with everything, custom crankbaits, all the salmon stuff you need. And thanks for joining us here today on the video fishing report for the Fisherman's Digest Hot Bites. So hey, first report of the day, Monroe Luna Pier, the way western basin, the Michigan waters are cranking out some really good fish. Chatted with Dave Domka from Domka Outdoors down in the Monroe area. He says the custom baits, the bandits, the P10s, and the DHJ12s are kicking out lots of fish. Now, how are they catching them? Slow speed trolling, 1 to 1.2 miles an hour has been working great. 8 to 15 feet of water, so relatively shallow when you're choosing your spot. Whether you're going out of Bowles Harbor or one of the other launches, you aren't going to have to go very far to find fish. These fish are tight to shore right now. Now, how are they letting out? Nick from Real Live Action Sport Fishing Charters tells me he just whacked an awesome limit of fish on Sunday, letting his bandits out 15 to 35 feet. That's right, real short lining them out. You're not having to go very far out. Fish seem to be staging higher in the water column because not only are they in shallow water, but they're trying to warm their bodies up with a little sunshine so they can lay their eggs and get the heck out of there. When you're choosing plugs, now Dave from Domka Outdoors has got a bunch of really good custom painted plugs that seem to work really well in the waters here in the Western Basin. Dark on dark is my suggestion. If you're on a dark, cloudy day, you're going to want to go with purples or darker fluorescents. If you're on bright days, a sunny day or really bright, broken clouds day, go ahead and upgrade to chromes, purples, or the brighter fluorescents, the pinks and the whites. Those seem to work good on sunny days. But either way, get yourself down there to the Munro area and get a room at the Baymont off La Pleasance Road. Right next to the Baymont is Domka Outdoors. Get a little of updated information for the day you're there. The staff will give it to you, and off you go out to Monroe and get yourself a limit of really nice early season walleye.
Hey, Jeff Miller here today with Traxstech Corporation. I'm going over one more application that we came up with this year for a lot of our guys with smaller trailerable boats, especially like up in the nose where they're looking for additional rod storage. Quick and easy, but nice and solid mounting application for them. So we went back to our renowned pivoting base design that we have. We have a stainless steel plunger assembly in here so we can do adjusting up and down, and I'm going to show you real quick. We can turn and rotate this thing anywhere we want to go. We have it on one of our rectangular bases that slides into our track, but this bottom part right here can actually be used in conjunction on our rail mounts that we showed in some of our other videos. We can use it on our T-boat brackets that go into all these boat manufacturers' track systems that they're incorporating right into their gunnel walls now. But we're showing it into our track application here today, and we've got this mount. We make a 3 and a 4 inch arm extension on here, a bigger, longer plate, and we're supporting one of our standard RSU3 rod holder systems. We can do a 3 or a 4 bank rod holder on here, and with this having the adjustability, we can set it up in the nose of the boat with our piece of mounted track on there, put it to our location we want, and we simply pull the pin, drop this down inside the boat's gunnel walls, and now up in the nose of the boat or even on the sidewall you wanted, we've got rod storage available for you that sits off to the side because most of our noses are starting to get curved up in the front, and this takes up that application where we can drop this in and set it in anywhere we want it to go. So if we need it in a straight application, we virtually just lift and turn it and rotate it in there. But that gives us 3 to 4 more rod holder storage in an application we might not have been able to before because of the curvature in the nose of the boat. So go check it out, our section under rod storage at traxstech.com. Thank you.
So, hey, our next stop, again, a really good report coming from Lake St. Clair and the St. Clair River. Now, what's happening on St. Clair right now? Well, the ice is pretty much gone. The cuts are open, the marinas are breaking up, and with the rain that we've got early week this week, all the marinas are going to be open, and that means some awesome bluegill and perch fishing and crappie fishing by the docks is happening all around Lake St. Clair. Now, how are they catching them? Well, this is simple fishing. When you're in marinas and cuts, you're working slip bobbers or just pencil bobbers with live bait, small minnows under the bobber with a split shot and a single small gold hook, you know, maybe a number 8 up to a 10. Just dorsal hook those minnows, let them swim free, and the bluegills and the perch are in there thick. You can also use some real small plastics if that's your thing and jig that bobber a little bit, but the marinas and the cuts on Lake St. Clair are producing great catches of bluegills and perch, and this will happen for the next few weeks. Also, in that same Lake St. Clair region, the St. Clair River. Now, guys are drifting the river early this year, and they tell me that they're getting really good mixed bag catches of, get ready for this, coho salmon, lake trout, and walleye all at the same time. It's crazy. All those fish are in the river at the same time this year, utilizing that early season cold water period for spawning, but they're catching a lot of Lakers and silverfish mixed in with their walleyes, but that just makes for great fun. Where's that happening on the St. Clair River? From the mouth of the Black River north to the main mouth has been the best stretch that guys are jigging. Now, Dave from Longline Sport Fishing Charters runs our charter business down there. If you want to just go down there and hook up and get out on the river for a good trip, give Dave a call. Also, if you want some great information for that whole region, you can also give the bait shop right there in Waterford a call. Mark and his crew at the bait shop really have a handle on what's going on all the time in that St. Clair region. They'll put you onto the right bite and get you the right tackle and get you hooked up. But anyway, the St. Clair region, Lake St. Clair and the St. Clair River are happening right now with this early warm weather. Hey, are you in the market for a small outdoor shed, carport, or small storage building? Visit my friends up at Midwest Steel Carports. They'll travel anywhere in the Lower Peninsula to install your shed or carport for you. Visit them online at MidwestSteelCarports.com. So guys, we're talking about in our third report, big fish again, and now we're talking the Ohio shoreline, basically from the Ohio line through the Bass Islands all the way to Cedar Point. And this report's brought to you by the folks over at HLNS Custom Lure Painting. Now these guys out of Ashtabula paint some awesome baits. They're available at Jan's Netcraft and also online at HLNS's website. But these baits work great in the Ohio waters. And we're talking the Bass Islands today. Captain Gary Zart from Blue Dolphin Walleye Charters has been out there. He's been whacking limits of fish. Gary tells me that Nick the other day had just an incredible catch of 10 fish where most of them had to be released because they were just so big. But he's catching them slow, 1-to-1-2, 100 foot back. Now he's fishing around Kelly's, wherever the South Passage. He's fishing between Kelly's and South Bass. Basically anywhere. There's fish all over the Bass Islands region right now. Now he's pulling these freaks was the best color if you're a color monger and you really want to know what Nick was pulling. He caught his biggest fish and the most fish on freaks. The set was really super simple. Now, if you're running a bandit, a deep diving bandit, then you're going to want to run that 100 back. Most of the fish seem to be holding really nicely at 90 or 100 back behind your offshore board. And so that gives you a really good start point. Another good start point for these higher fish is when he was pulling these custom P10s, then he was going 25-25 2 ounce. And for those of you that do the snap system, that means 25 feet of line out, 2 ounces, and then 25 more feet of line out, and then you're bored. And sometimes he found that he had to go out to 30 or 35, but not very often. Mostly 25 2 ounce was where it was happening. So on warm sunny days, one tip, same as what we experience up in Monroe, and that is bring your baits up. A lot of the bigger females will come up closer to the surface on those warm, high penetration days, exactly the opposite of what you might think. The sun's not going to drive them down this time of the year. The sun's actually going to bring them up. The big females are trying to warm their body up so that it can get their eggs done, so they can head over to the reefs and dump them, or into the river and dump them. So bright sunny days and really cold water like this, you're going to want to go ahead and check that upper 10 foot of the column. But right now, the Bass Islands out of Port Clinton has been hot, hot, hot. Now, if you're looking to book a charter here at the Bass Islands, check out my friend Kelly from the Erie Sport-Fishing Charters. He's a local guy that leaves his boat in the Port Clinton area seasonally, all from start to finish. He's not moving from port to port, so he's a great guy to hook up and know what's going on there. Kelly from Erie Sport-Fishing Charters. And thanks again to our early report from Nick and Gary Zart from Blue Dolphin, who are there already, because these guys just never quit fishing. They're crazy. They fish all winter long. So they'll always be a good source of information on these super early reports. But hey, right now, big crankbaits, Port Clinton, Ohio, check it out.
A full-featured command center is something every serious fisherman wants, and the Angler Qwest Pontoon series has that in spades. I'm Captain Lance Valentine, and let me show you why I love the command center in my Angler Qwest Pontoon. Front and rear live wells to keep fish and bait alive all day, a full-featured helm with a place to put a 16-inch unit, all the gauges I need, and hey, for fun, a stereo. A very, very comfortable seat that stores batteries underneath for the bow mount trolling motor and lets me have tackle storage, and a bimini top or a T-top to keep me out of the sun. Check out these great features and all the other features on the Angler Qwest Pontoon series at your local Angler Qwest dealer.
Last report of the day coming to us from the Au Sable River and Captain Gene Curvin. Now, right before Gene heads out onto Huron for that walleye and lake trout and silverfish trolling escapades that he does every season, he spends this month of March and early April on the Au Sable making sure that you've got great river fishing options. Gene tells us that right now he's got a few open dates, so give him a call, but he's hot-shotting plugs in deep holes with really good results. He's catching lots of fish on the lower Au Sable. So fluorescent orange is the best color that he's been pulling, and he's also finding that when he's drifting spawn under floats, same deal. Orange bags and spawn has been producing the most fish. But Captain Gene is an awesome drift boat guide right there on the Au Sable. He'll put you on fish. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll experience an amazing river over in that eastern shore from Tawas to Oscoda region. And right now, Captain Gene says the bite is hot and heavy. It'll stay that way until the run is done. So get on Gene's calendar, have a great river adventure to get you warmed up for open water season. You know, Century Lodge is a family-owned resort, and when I say family, I mean it right to the limit. This lodge is completely run, operated, and done by the Tyron family, and they do a phenomenal job. They have been here for decades, serving their customers with sincerity, gratitude. When you come here, you feel welcomed, you feel special. The food here is phenomenal. The service here is phenomenal. The equipment is phenomenal. The log cabins are clean and neat, and they're really comfortable. The sleeping here is very comfortable. And it's just the whole experience, I guess. When you come to a place that's on an island, surrounded by the kind of beauty that's available here at Century Lodge on Eagle Lake, it's just a special experience worth the price of admission. Well, we took old Kevin and Sherry back in the boat for another day of fishing because Sherry's so darn lucky. And the same thing happened. We're on fish number 3. Exactly the same thing happened, in fact. Sherry had fish 1, Kevin had fish 2, I had fish 3, and it looks like I may have won in the game of rock, paper, scissors. Holy cow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a baby. Oh my, this has got some head shakes to it. It's going the other way right now. Look at this. If there's such a thing as being spooled by a muskie, this is it. Oh, I got good tension. It's just big.
Tighten up just a hair.
Yep. Hang on, I gotta come here because he's over top of us.
Take it down. I haven't seen him yet.
I know he's big. He's right here. I don't want him in the engine is my...
You got a good fish there.
Oh, I got a real good fish. Wow! Oh my God! Kevin and Sherry. Look at this thing, ladies and gentlemen. That is a train wreck here at Century Lodge on Eagle Lake. Woo!
That's a heavy fish, John.
Woo! Randy,
Century Lodge muskie. Awesome.
this is what you come right here to Century Lodge for, boys. This is a train wreck. How long, Rand?
Belly.
Unbelievable day. You want muskie fishing that is second to none. Ridiculous is the best way to describe it. Give my buddy Randy Tyron a call here at Century Lodge. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this week's fishing report. There's tons of good fishing out there. Thanks to the guys from the Outdoorsmen Pro Shop right here in Jenison, Michigan, right behind the Myers near Baldwin and Cottonwood. They've got all the stuff you need to get a good jump start to your season. Custom colored cranks, all the fish and tackle, the Dreamweaver spoons, all of the stuff that a guy needs to go fish the big lake as well. Experienced staff, guys who fish. Come in here, have a good conversation, a relaxed buying experience. They'll help you get the products you need. They'll tell you how to use it. It's that customer service that sets the Outdoorsman Pro Shop here in Jenison apart from a bigger chain store. So hey, thanks again for listening to this week's Michigan Hot Bites. We threw a little Ohio in on you. That's okay. There's some great fishing going on there too. And we'll see you next week.